From Creamer Media in Johannesburg, I am Natasha Odendaal. With me in studio is Namibian Marine Phosphate CEO Chris Jordanson and COO Mike Woodbourne to discuss the latest developments of the Sandpiper Marine Phosphate project in Namibia. Welcome.
Thank you.
Lovely to be here.
Thanks for having us back.
This project has been in limbo since 2012. It's been facing environmental objections, an ensuing court case, and it had a revoked environmental clearance certificate a little while back. Can you give me a current status of this project? Has there been any developments and movements since we last spoke?
Yes, as you correctly said, legal action is pretty much what's holding the project up at the present time, and that was the case at the end of 2018. At that time too, as was mentioned in our last discussion, there had been a further round of public consultation that had completed in December 2018. Since then, as a new development for us, we've since had access to the report that was done by an independent to assess the feedback received from the public and to make recommendations to the Environmental Commissioner. In addition, we've then taken the steps to take up some of those recommendations, in fact all of them, and address them. That work is being processed at the present time and will be submitted to the Environmental Commissioner. From the legal perspective, obviously we've been waiting for that process to follow its natural course, and we anticipate that dates for those hearings will be set very shortly, and we hope that they'll be heard within the first half of the year. Taking things a little further, obviously probably one of the most significant developments in December of last year was the fish rot scandal in Namibia that was exposed, and that has had further ramifications for the broader industry in Namibia and the marine environment in general.
Okay, in light of the so-called fish rot scandal, can you just elaborate on how this may have impacted your company itself and the future of the project?
I don't think we can necessarily say there's a direct impact, because clearly we're not part of the fish rot scandal ourselves. But it's interesting, and it raises an interesting question really. Many of the parties that have been implicated in the fish rot scandal are part of the current court case that we're currently going through in the courts. Now we can't draw any conclusions or any fact from that perspective, but it's obviously clearly creates a question. Whether our project has been impacted by that, we don't know. But you'd have to say a lot of the opposition that we've had from a credibility perspective must be questioned given the individuals that have been involved.
Okay, and how much do you believe this has cost the company to date? Is there anything that can be done?
Look, I'm not sure you can quantify the cost. Okay, I think what we have to look at is what we've invested and what we've done. So if you look, we've invested over 750 million Namibian dollars. We continue to invest. So Mike alluded to some of the work that's been done recently. You know, that's another $500,000 Namibian dollars that we've spent. So we believe in the project, and clearly our shareholders and funding parties believe in the project. So we've got to look at it from that perspective as a positive. So in driving it forward, you know, we can all look at the negatives of everything that's happened in light of fish rot and, you know, the cancellation of the environmental clearance certificate, but we believe in it, and we look forward to going forward with it.
Right, and then calling into question of the people that have been involved in this, I mean, will all your permits have to be redone? What is the next step for this?
Look, we don't believe any of our current work will need to be redone. We're supplementing that work, as we explained, on the back of recommendation, and we've always been and remain fully willing to do anything that is reasonable and necessary to improve the confidence around this project from an environmental point of view. The application that we have for an environmental clearance is still valid and is still in the process of being assessed, and we're awaiting the outcome of that process for the Environmental Commissioner to deliver his decision in that. So at this moment in time, we don't believe that there's any impact directly on our permitting or our process as a result.
Fantastic. And is there anything either of you would like to add?
I think, clearly we believe in the project immensely. Immensely is probably the wrong word, but we believe in it wholeheartedly, probably is the right way to phrase it. The important thing that's coming out of the work that we're doing is, firstly, from an environmental perspective, all the work we've currently done in recent months has only confirmed that we will have a minimal impact on the marine environment. We certainly won't kill the fishing industry. The work that we've done from a socio-economic perspective is showing that we'll create many, many jobs. And this will be a catalyst for the marine phosphate mining industry and a larger fertilizer industry going forward. So when you look at it from that perspective, additional jobs will be created, contribution to GDP through taxes and so forth. So it has many, many positives. And we believe in the regulation of Namibia. We've followed the regulation to the letter of the law. And what we look forward to is obviously people and the general public, sorry, not probably wrong reference to say people, but the general public of Namibia to understand effectively what we've actually done rather than the misinformation that's been put out there.
I think only to add to that is that we believe strongly that marine phosphate industry could coexist quite comfortably alongside the existing marine diamond mining industry and the fishing industry to generate jobs, employment, social upliftment in the broader economy and obviously in the region.
Thank you. And that was Namibian Marine Phosphate CEO Chris Jordanson and COO Mike Woodbourne discussing the latest developments of the Sandpiper Marine Phosphate project in Namibia.